This is Ebony Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, aka the King of Receipts. Okay, before we begin, let me first send a shout out to the Viper Pit gang over at STL's, Bomb Cherry, Warren, and Denini. Also, shout out to Sofa Times with Kales and my fellow chat members at TMR Talks. And welcome to my supporters at Get Into It with Goddess and Tracy with the T. I would like to thank you for sharing your time with me today. Shout out to all my chat room members and listeners who may be listening in your car, in the kitchen cooking, working out, or just listening while you work. Your time is greatly appreciated. Make sure you hit thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and set it to all. Again, I thank you and I hope you enjoy this presentation. This is Ebony Man 2K. Now, you said you wanted story time with Ebony Man 2K, right? Well, I'm going to need for you to slide on back to them pillars and put on 3 CDs in my CD carousel. I want you to put on R. Kelly 12 Play, SWV The Remix, and that group called Intro. I know I won't lose with those 3. I know I won't lose. And what y'all know about that group Intro anyway? And that remake they did of Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky. Shoot, quietly, the lead singer of that group sung that song. You know what? I ain't gonna even do Stevie like that. I'm just gonna let that go. Now, in this presentation, I've added a music video that captures the people, places, and things that will be featured in my story times going forward. After the music video, you will then view my first official story time with Ebony Man 2K. So remember this time in history where you were day one with Ebony Man 2K when he dropped his first story time, yo. I appreciate you rocking with me. Feel free to donate if you like what you see and hear. My info is in the description box and comment section. Well, all right. Without further ado, let's get into it. Story time with Ebony Man 2K. This short music video serves as an introduction to my upcoming series, Story Times with Ebony Man 2K. It gives you a glimpse of the type of people, places, and things I have experienced early on in my young adult life. My subscribers have asked me to share my experiences dating in Atlanta, my time spent in Rio de Janeiro during Carnival, freaknik stories, and other general social stories in my life. Some of the photos in this video captured those experiences. The time frame of these photos are from the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Again, this video serves as a prelude to my story times and adds proper context of people, space, and time. This is Ebony Man 2K. Let's get it. This is Ebony Man 2K. I need for you to put your screen on full view. I need for you to put your screen on full view. The title of this song for this music video is called When We Were Young by Adele. And the cover is being performed by Mackenzie Johnson. Please check out our channel and join. Thank you.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home, you're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie. You sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears, 'cause nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swore you'd overseas, 'cause that's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie. You still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back. Everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. When we were young, when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. Oh, I'm so mad I'm getting old. It makes me reckless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song when we were young.
This is Everyday Man 2K. In order to appreciate these story times, you must have an understanding and proper context of space and time. Living in Atlanta in the early 90s was a great time to be alive. Clinton was just elected president and the economy was booming. I had also just graduated from college, so my world of living as an adult was just beginning. Gas was 99 cents a gallon, and I had little responsibilities, so I pretty much had free time to go and do as I pleased. At the same time, Atlanta as we know it, whether good or bad, was being defined at the same time. The music industry was about to blow up with upcoming artists, like this little kid from Chattanooga named Usher Raymond, who was appearing on local radio stations with his mama, talking about his goals of one day being on a big stage. And let's not forget Outkast. When I think about Outkast, I honestly get emotional. They started their career during the same days I started mine. I bought a bootleg copy of their first CD at a gas station and listened to it when I drove to work. It was the beginning of my career and the beginning of theirs. And I have been in love with Outkast ever since. Not just because of their quality of music and impeccable flow, but also because of these sentimental reasons. And lastly, let me talk about the phenomenon on stunting as we know it today. In Atlanta, it definitely reached an all-time high in the 90s. Everybody had a job and had money and loved stunning and flaunting what little money they had. Now, remember, music was huge in the 90s in terms of quality and quantity, and people would mimic what they saw on music videos in real life. I too participated in the foolery. Even if I was just going to Kroger's grocery store, I would walk out of my townhouse slowly to my car with a swagger, like I was in a music video, with my cap tilted slightly to the left, toothpick in my mouth for no reason, hoop earring in my left ear to draw attention, and an attitude like, nigga, if you don't get out of my way when I go get this gallon of milk. Even though Kroger's was right down the street, it took me 30 minutes to get there. As I drove slowly, leaning back to the left, and dipping around them corners like a pimp monitoring his stroll. I used to walk up in quarters like I had just hit the game winner on a fadeaway going out of bounds at the corner three. People, you better recognize a real Don when you see one. While I got my T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and which was great. And yes, those are bars from Biggie. Biggie was my all-time favorite hip-hop artist who was also coming up at the same time as I was coming up. Man, listen, everybody in Atlanta was stunned in the 90s and moving through life to the tune of their favorite artist. Y'all, put your screen on full view and look at this. I need for you to put your screen on full view. Do y'all see this lovely lady right here? I had to partly block her face to preserve her identity. I call her Chocolate Barber Doll. She used to purposely order a tall cafe mocha when we went out, and then she'll look at me with a devilish grin because she knew I would mentally make the connection with what she ordered and how she looked. A tall cafe mocha. Oh, she was clever, and at times perfectly matched my wit. Now, we loved each other's body, but even more so, we loved each other's mind. The mind sex made the real sex much more intense, and that's real talk. Now, I met Shorty around the same time I bought my home. She was excited about it more than I was. She wanted to help decorate it, so I gave her $50 and told her to go all out, baby, and do your thing. Yo, I'm just playing. But I was living on a budget. At the time, I had cheap black lacquer bedroom furniture and a pleather black sofa and love seat downstairs. She was able to put together a young bachelor starter kit with a basic comforter for my bed, them throw pillows that serves no other purpose than being in the way, that vase with them sticks in it, candles from a garden tub, and more vases with sticks in it. For example, here's my cute little dining room area she decorated for me with custom blinds in the back. Bless her heart. She did good with what she had. I consider her the real MVP. All right, so here's the backstory. I met this young lady at Essence Festival during a 4th of July weekend. I was at a Kid Capri party hosted by the one and only Dougie Fresh. Man, look, Dougie Fresh got on the mic to perform the classic song, The Show, and I had to find someone to dance with. Luckily, this chocolate barber doll caught my eye, so I just walked up to her and held out my hand. She asked me, "What are you doing?" I replied, "You gonna let my arm fall off?" She replied, "Nigga, you ain't Billy D. Williams, and this ain't Lady Sings the Blues. Now you come with me." And she took my hand and led me to the dance floor. We danced and chatted and flirted. We hit it off and exchanged numbers and talked on the phone for weeks after the Essence Festival. Now remember, social media was almost non-existent at the time. So there was no photos being sent to no DMs. We were just going off on what we remembered how each other looked during the brief time on the dance floor during the Dougie Fresh song. And that was hard for me because at the point in the party, I was tipsy off that Hennessy. But nonetheless, I still made it do what it do in terms of closing the deal. I convinced her that if she really wanted to get to know me, she needed to come and let this aroma from my chest hit her nose. She agreed, so she got flued out to see about Ebony Man 2K. And that's FLEWED, FLEWED, FLEWED. Now, full disclosure, I am an engineer, and at the time, I was flying out every week for on-site visits with clients working on projects. So when she was flew in on Friday, her flight came in before mine, and I provided transportation to my house and left a key under the mat for entry. I talked to her on the phone to make sure she was comfortable. I pointed out where things were and gave basic instructions. There was one instruction that was very important to me. It goes a little something like this. Hey, if the phone rings, don't pick it up. Just let it roll over the voicemail. I repeat. Hey, if the phone rings, don't pick it up. Just let it roll over the voicemail. I think y'all all know where this is going, right? So my plane touches down late Friday evening. As I stated before, her flight came in earlier and she's already at my house. I called to check on her and let her know I just made it in. I asked her if everything is okay. She said yes, but then said, "Oh, wait, I talked to your mom." I said, "You talked to my mom?" I'm baffled because I can't figure out how this could have possibly happened after I gave her clear instructions not to pick up my phone. She proceeds to say that the phone rang and she forgot, but talked to my mother, and my mother said, "Call her as soon as I get in because it's an emergency." Now, this ain't good, y'all. This ain't good at all. I'm already stressed out by work-related stuff for my client. This business travel every week is draining my energy. And now I got to deal with someone who can't follow simple instructions. And then I got to call my drama queen mama, who I already know is about to exaggerate something, so she can have a reason to call me 11 times. I'm hot, yo. I'm hot. My weekend ain't starting on the right foot. So I get to the house, walk in, and immediately ask her to explain this conversation with my mother again. She confirms that yes, she accidentally picked up the phone, talked to my mom, and she said call her as soon as I get in because it's an emergency. So now I'm like, oh shit, somebody done died. Somebody done died, yo. So I first come down because I could see she was nervous. I mean, what a hell of a way to start a rendezvous weekend with someone you just getting to know. I fixed a glass of wine, picked up the phone to call my mother, while my girl looked at me nervously, wringing her hands. The phone rings, my mom picks up. I said, "Hey, I heard that there was an emergency. What's going on?" My mom replies, and I quote, "Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Have you heard of this new thing they got out now called doing heads?" I repeat, "Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Have you heard of this new thing they got out now called doing heads?" Now, first, to put things in proper context, my mom was a middle school counselor and a Sunday school teacher. So if hearing this seems odd to you, it was odd to me tenfold. So I said, "Mama, what are you talking about?" She says, "Well, a girl came into my office today and said she needed to talk to me because everybody's talking about her doing heads. I thought the girl was talking about doing hair, so I asked her where she does heads at because I'm trying to figure out why would they be teasing her." She said sometimes she does it in the gym behind the bleachers, which I thought was odd. I said, "Well, let me ask you this, baby. What time do you do heads? Because if you do it before the bell ring, technically you're not on school time. And I'm sure I can get the principal to sign off on it." Then the girl looked at me funny. So then I asked her how much she charged. The girl said nothing. I said, "Well, baby, that's why they talking about you. You coming in here every morning doing heads, and you not making no money. As a matter of fact, I got a brother who does men and women, and he makes good money per head." Now, by this time, y'all, I am laying on the floor on my back in utter disbelief. My girl is looking at me all nervous, and I know at this point she want to take her ass back home. So my mom continued this story on how she accidentally counseled a student to give head for pay before the school bell rings, y'all. She says even though she thought she was giving the girl good advice, she noticed the girl kept looking at her strange. And then my mom says this. And then the girl told me, she explained that doing heads was sucking on a boy's dangling. And I said, "Oh, Jesus, have mercy, Lord. Jesus, have mercy, Lord." I had to call in another counselor to finish off my session. Y'all, I fainted and I went in and out of coma 2 or 3 times. Yeah. I just could not believe what I was hearing. I finally got myself together and I told my girl, "Look, let's get out of here and go to Cheesecake Factory." My mood reminded me of how Biggie handled the situation on his song, "I Got a Story to Tell," where he had to fake rob somebody to get out of a situation. Biggie said, "That nigga was pulling mad G's off the floor. I put stacks in a Prada knapsack and hit the door. I grabbed the keys to the 5, called my niggas on the cell, bring some weed, I got a story to tell." Uh-uh. This short music video serves as an introduction to my upcoming series, Storytimes with Ebony Man 2K. It gives you a glimpse of the type of people, places, and things I have experienced early on in my young adult life. My subscribers have asked me to share my experiences dating in Atlanta, my time spent in Rio de Janeiro during Carnival, freaknik stories, and other general social stories in my life. Some of the photos in this video captured those experiences. The time frame of these photos are from the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Again, this video serves as a prelude to my story times and adds proper context of people, space, and time. This is Everyday Man 2K. Let's get it. This is Everyday Man 2K. I need for you to put your screen on full view. I need for you to put your screen on full view. The title of this song for this music video is called When We Were Young by Adele, and the cover is being performed by Mackenzie Johnson. Please check out our channel and join. Thank you.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home, you're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears, 'cause nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swore you'd overseas, 'cause that's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie, you still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back, everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. just like a movie. It was just like a song when we